Right, I come to see Alice Haynes this morning with M3 Media. It's been a while since I come to see Alice, actually. Looking forward to seeing what she does. She's had a fantastic few years training, more runners, more winners year on year, and I'm here to find out exactly how she does it. Always surprises me how early horses start working out. Right, we're at the yard. Better go and try and find Alice. Morning.
Good morning, how are you? You
Good,
okay?
how are you?
Yeah, all good, thanks very much.
Good. You're not legging me up, are you?
Do you want to go?
No, definitely not. So where are we heading first?
We
up,
are
Alice?
heading to the long on Lime Kilns. We went on it yesterday and then we got plenty of rain, well, a bit more rain yesterday, so we can get back on it. They'll lead up the left-hand side and you'll come on the right, okay? You should probably be going best than all of them, okay?
When you were saying keep left, why is that?
Fresh ground.
Okay.
So I walked it last night and whilst it was sort of raining and just saw what
it last night?
quickly.
To see where you want to be in the morning?
Take the dog and see if it is actually,
Okay.
we had a bit of wind yesterday and if the rain was getting in, and it had, so. We were actually talking about statistics the other day with Charlie and I was like, you know, our statistics aren't great, but then we were doing comparisons. And
Go on, statistic, you mean like strike rates, things like that?
But then we were doing comparisons, and I'm a trainer which, if I think they're no good, some people keep hold of them and not run them, where I don't mind running them just to check that they aren't. Okay. And that obviously drags statistics down slightly. But if you're running, some horses aren't work horses at home and you get to the track and they surprise you a lot. And you know, there's a couple of horses there that you might run 7 times, an older horse, and they might pick up 1 or 2 or be placed in the interim. And I just like to run horses sometimes and not keep hold of them.
Do you worry about statistics? Really, or not?
A lot of trainers do. No, I sort of try and do it as numbers of winners and try and keep on improving from that.
So you want more and more?
Obviously you'd love to have a great strike rate, and when horses are firing bang, 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 all of a sudden you're on a 30% strike rate, it's fantastic, but it's not always like that.
But what do you want year on year? More and more winners?
More and more winners, and then your horse grade will improve, the class of horse that you've got. Then naturally your statistics will come with that. But
has your grade of horse improved year on year since you've been training?
I'd say slightly,
Looks like
it has, yeah. And we've got nice 2-year-olds to 3-year-olds this year, and 3-year-olds into 4, and that's what it is, of building the older handicapper or the older type of team as well, and not just having new blood the whole time. We also have quite a good standard, attention to detail. You know, people think that I'm a scary dragon, but I'm actually not. I just want things done the right way. I want things done the right way, and like, you know, I could give someone.
You don't come across scary,
I could give
Jack,
someone
I'll
a
be
telling
honest.
off, but it'd be forgotten about in 5 minutes. You know, things like that. It's just about standards.
Yeah.
I'm just going to video these.
Okay.
You know, 2 half a length either way, and it would have been 2 winners. That's
Good, but you came away from Goodwood thinking that was good, right?
That was good, yeah. You know, Ziggy's Dream went in there at 50 to 1 in the Oak Tree with Tim from Midland saying we should run in the handicap. I was like, no, come on. And look, she was beating half a length, came storming down the outside.
Yeah.
You know, little things like that. Cairo took a massive step forward and was second
in the conditions race.
In the conditions race. And then unfortunately he was on soft ground next time, which didn't work. But you know, little things like that, I could have been on with a double at Goodwood would make a better difference.
That would be pretty good. Just touch on the international success this year. Why Italy? How did that sort of come about?
Italy, looking in the pattern book, it's about 10 grand to go out there. So you want to be going out there we want to be winning. Obviously Ziggy's Dream won and Lexington ran okay, so that really thought, we'll go back there. And there was a 2-year-old race there, and Nana's Diamond, which was a new owner, John Hall, who emailed me this year actually, and we sold her to him. We thought, she was second in 2 maidens at Ascot and at Thirsk, and we went out there and she won quite nicely. So it was a great buzz to bring owners who are quite adventurous to go out there. Yeah. Better on that than the all-weather.
Oh yeah, you can feel it at all.
Right, second lot. It's a bit lighter, a little bit warmer, and we're gonna head different location now for second lot. Alice has brought us a coffee from the best coffee bar in Newmarket. She's very generous, and feeling a bit more awake. We're about to head out.
Stay on the right-hand side. This is a male-dominated sport, out and out. Like, Obviously, more and more females are coming into it from jockeys. There's Amy Murphy, for instance. You've got to be a lot more resilient. You've got to be. Men can speak quite bluntly with each other, and it probably goes over a man's head, while women take more things to heart. But yeah, it isn't really spoke of. I think we are still in a male-dominated sport. I'm pretty sure some owners wouldn't send women horses to train. I'd be pretty sure in that. But we've just got to prove ourselves. Hasn't made life harder. If they want to send me a horse, they want to send me a horse. We've just got to try and do the best results, etc. From whatever horse that we get. It is hard, and I think men sometimes do all stick together.
It's interesting because when you look at the people who, like, you know, you've had over the years, you know, Cricket Head, you've had in the jumps world, Jenny Pittman, you've had, you know, people at the very top of their game.
Yeah.
But obviously they're fewer and further between. And you're in a position of power ultimately, right? You're a female in a position of power with, you know, lots of males working for you and owners who tend to be men. Ultimately, you're sort of you're trying to forge a relationship with them. But I don't know how difficult or easy that is.
I think it is harder for women. Also in racing, like, you've got the owner breeders, which are sort of half not leaving the sport. They're growing older and older, and unfortunately it comes to the point where they're not there in the sport anymore. You speak to sort of Prescott, Goldston, they're not necessarily there anymore. So it's the newer owner, the younger owner, and it's just trying to entice more people in. You can't force people to have horses with you, but I'm not afraid to speak my mind or stand my ground as well. If I feel something's right, it's right. If something's wrong, it's wrong, or not to be pushed over.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So this is where it all started.
Yeah, this is where it all started. Cadland, you know, first year had 20 winners from here. So yeah, we just carried on improving each year, and this is now where sort of the 2-year-olds are. There's not much to this yard. It's a very old historic yard, but it's been a very lucky yard.
It was a good first year, right?
Good first year, and I thought, how am I going to keep on building on it? And
were you like, I'm quite good at this? Did you surprise yourself or not?
I didn't think it was easy, but I was thinking, right, we've got a good team. We had a good, they're coming in this slot. We have a good routine. I think it's all about routine. You know, people and horses know what they're doing day in, day out, and that's what it is.
Like, is it quite a special place for you as a result?
I think so. You know, it is. You know, this is where we started off. You know, we started off with, we had half of the yard and half the yard was empty. And Mick would come out in his thing and, what were you doing yesterday on that horse, or what were you doing that for? And it just makes you smile, because it does.
Were they pressure-free times in a way? Is there more pressure now? Or maybe is that
I think you put pressure on yourselves because you feel like you've got more owners, you feel like you've got better horses, you're trying to build on last year. You know, last year I think it was 54 winners. Want to build that on that. We're on 44. So theoretically, we should get there.
You should be passing that, right? Or you
should
think
be getting
you should?
To 60.
Yeah.
Probably.
And that would be growth.
Growth, that's it. Had more prize money last year. I'm not sure what we're on prize money this year, but it's a matter of keep building. There's obviously going to be a time where you go, oh, we didn't.
Well, you're going to have a bad season, right?
Yeah, there's going to be a break in the last. Do I think this year hasn't been a bad season? We've had a couple of stages in the season for a month or so where they've ran well, but they haven't won, which has been frustrating.
But also you're approaching that point of where you're not new anymore.
No, that's it.
And that there's a transition there, probably with you. There's a transition with the media, with everyone. Because your first season, everyone went, "Wow, this Alice Haynes,
yeah.
Where's she come from?"
That's
people
it.
who don't know exactly.
And every year there's new trainers. You know, this year I know you've got sort of Jack, haven't you? Jack Jones was last year. This year's Jack Morland starting. Yeah. There's always going to be new people. But it's about keeping your name in the paper, keeping the results there.
How different was life when you first came here from pre-training? Because you were training horses, but how different a life is it when
made more money pre-training? Pre-training, you know, I had some great people, Roger Varian, Haggis, Imad Al Sag, had some great people I pre-trained for, and I managed to save that money then to go into training because it wasn't a matter of
why did you do
mum
it?
went, oh, here's money to support you. I supported myself.
Was that just this like long burning ambition to be a trainer?
I think so, definitely. And I think from pre-training it made me, watching the horses progress and seeing what they did, it just gave me a bit of a kick to say, well, why don't you try and do it?
So we moved to Matchell, back to Matchell. This is a nice yard.
Yes.
No, you know, this is like the more, I guess,
Aesthetically, it looks good.
Yeah.
Really healthy yard, tall ceilings, got a spa here, some grazing, a sand pit, and yeah, it's a 42 box yard, and we rent it off Colin Murphy, who's a great landlord. He probably thinks I'm a great tenant because I pay on time and all that kind of thing, but
he said as much.
Yeah. Good. Cause him no grief, I don't think. But yeah, no, it's a really good yard. It's obviously stone's throw away from the other yard, so it works really well to sort of separate them off, and been lucky.
Why was it necessary? Just numbers?
Numbers wise, really. It's just a happy place to be when the sun's out anyway.
Yeah. Did you feel, when you came in here, was it a bit like, you know, this feels, I guess with this would come a bit, I would feel more pressure in a way, because you come in here and this feels a bit more historic, like this feels like this is a big Newmarket yard, this is like, okay,
you had Ed Vaughan,
we've got to make this work.
You had Ed
now.
Vaughan in here, Kevin Phillipott Defoe, who I took the yard from because he went and bought Chris Walls. Yeah, as you walk in, it just has a bit more presence and a bit more, this is it.
What does the future look like beyond that?
And better results, you know, you want to be now aiming for the big festivals, the group races. You know, as I said, we're happy to travel wherever we need to for the right horses to get black type for fillies. It's just about building on that, and with a bunch of horses that we have for next year, it looks like it's the right bunch.
And do you feel like, are you fighting against the sort of the current climate, not just in racing, but you know, you want people to spend money and it's not easy, and do you feel like you're constantly fighting against a headwind on that front, or do you feel like you're doing all right?
No, absolutely. Like, even you've noticed in the first couple of yearling sales, there's money there for the big ones, but I don't think there's as much money around as you want, and I always buy a couple to have in the shop window for people to come if they wanted to buy a horse, but I think we've really got to be careful on what we do on spec. And it's not about going and getting 100 horses next year. That's not what I want to do. I want to keep 70 as sort of a maximum, because then you've got the attention to detail, you're not losing sight of that. Yes, it's got to become numbers then to try and find a good one, but I think you've got to keep it realistic with that as well.
Would you like to have one yard, like one space?
It would be nice. There is potential there, perhaps for the end of the year. I've been fortunate enough that an owner could be buying Kremlin,
Okay.
which would be fantastic because all the horses would be in one yard round the corner.
Yeah. I mean, that, given the history of that place, that'd be pretty special.
Absolutely, you know, where Hugo Palmer was and James Ferguson is. And for me, who's a little bit of a control freak, to oversee
I haven't got that impression.
To oversee things in 2 yards, I'm going beyond. I could possibly take, and actually to have it all 1 yard would be fantastic.
But it's funny from like in Newmarket, I think like if you're in a certain yard, like if Alice Haynes moves to Kremlin, that's another step.
That is another step.
Like and perception-wise, people go, oh, she's in Kremlin. Well, that's...
Yeah, or she must have, you know, and it wouldn't be, I think it's a 92 or 96 box yard. It wouldn't be like, oh yeah, it's full, but everything will be in one place. It'll make it a lot easier. The staff will probably be like, oh God, we've got to move again. But once we've moved, we'll be fine.
It's not far.
I'll be ringing Simon Clare and saying, please can we move the coral signs? And I'm sure he'll be delighted because he'll be like, yes, we can put more up.
Yeah.
We can put more signs in different places.
I feel like there aren't enough. You know, there's definitely areas. There's areas they've missed.
Yes, maybe.
But that's important again to have a sponsor.
It is, and Coral have been fantastic. They joined us since the start of this season. Really, been great to work for. Love to do more with them. You know, if they ever want me to, I don't know, do a podcast or that thing, I'd be happy to do that because it's just great for them to be behind us.
Everyone's doing them nowadays, so they should definitely do one of those.
A podcast or a blog or anything like that. No, it's quite simple to do, and I've been more than happy. Just it makes makes a bit of exposure for us as well.
The only thing we're missing, the dog.
Oh, he's left in the car.
I feel-
Harvey's left in the car.
Poor old Harvey. You got the Shetland.
We've got a Shetland that lives with Ziggy's Dream.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good friendly yard, and we're hoping to reach 60 for the end of the year and then progress on from that.
Do you know what? Everyone's like, it seems fun. Everyone seems, maybe they're putting on a show for us, I don't know. It seems a happy place.
We can give them bonuses at the end of the day. No, they're happy. Obviously, you know, we had a winner yesterday, which is great, and winners make people, it brings a little bit more kick up, and to keep on going for the season and keep the morale up.
Good. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks very much for coming in.
That was a great morning. Just love doing that, seeing horses exercise, a nice crisp morning in the sunshine with a trainer willing to speak openly, frankly, and talk about all the good things that she's experienced and all the challenges which are clearly part and parcel of a trainer's life. Alice is clearly thriving, doing very well, and long may that continue.